Yo, welcome back to another video, man. We got 10 duplicate WWE wrestlers that failed. Now, I seen the thumbnail to this video, and it had The Undertaker as the American Badass, and it had Chuck Palumbo. And I remember watching Chuck Palumbo driving his motorcycle. He had the bandana, you know what I'm saying, like biker gang, mechanic vibe. Never even thought about him trying to be like the Undertaker's American Badass, which is that's actually blowing my mind because that definitely failed if that was what they was going for. But I thought he was just changing his, you know what I'm saying, his attire gimmick. But I didn't think like that's crazy. I'm gonna see. I wonder how many of these are gonna catch me off guard or that I didn't notice in the moment. Did you notice any of these in the moment? Comment down below and let me know. All right, let's join. Let's watch the video.
Niño chiquito, when I was a little kid,
That mask is fire.
Rey Mysterio, he inspired me to work hard, to travel the world.
Is this Ultimo Dragon?
When you think of characters and gimmicks that have been incredibly successful for WWE, you think of characters such as The Undertaker, Kane, Mankind, and the Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase. However, although the success of these characters can't be denied, it's not uncommon for WWE to try and replicate this success by giving a new superstar a similar character to attempt to match the success. This has had mixed results over the years. A number of superstars have excelled in portraying a similar character, however this usually involves that superstar giving their own unique spin on the legendary character. However, more often than not, WWE attempting to recapture the success where the character falls completely flat, meaning they'll usually pull the plug on them. But which wrestlers are they? Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 copy and paste superstars that have appeared in WWE.
I hope that wasn't a spoiler to all of them. That's gonna suck.
Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
Facebook.
How does he do it? Look at this. This is one of the greatest tricks I've ever seen. Remember what Doink said about double vision?
Number 10, the world's greatest tag team, an American Alpha. In late 2002, WWE would debut the world's greatest tag team.
Yo, Shelton Benjamin. I haven't seen every WWE wrestler, so yours may be different, but I think he's the most athletic wrestler I've ever seen in the WWE, man. Like, wow. Crazy athleticism, especially like when he was like younger and stuff like that.
Consisting of Shelton
I
Benjamin
haven't
and
seen him
Charlie
in older
Haas.
now.
The two would join forces with WWE
Team
champion
Angle.
Kurt Angle to form Team Angle, and the trio would pride themselves on being the best pro wrestlers in the company.
You both on it!
Kurt Angle is hilarious.
When Team Angle disbanded, Benjamin and Haas would continue a tag team, having tremendous matches with the likes of Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman, as well as Los Guerreros.
R.I.P. Eddie. Viva la raza.
The team would be successful, winning the WWE Tag Team
That's
titles on
fine.
2 different occasions. The duo were a perfect fit for the ruthless aggression period in WWE, but fast forward to 2015 and the WWE debuted American Alpha on NXT. American Alpha consisted of Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, and the duo would have a similar gimmick to that of Benjamin and Haas, in that they were simply amazing wrestlers who could out-wrestle anyone. The duo became instantly popular with NXT fans, and the two had some of the best tag matches in WWE history.
American Alpha has had an answer for absolutely everything.
When the duo moved to the main roster, the popularity continued for a while, and they would win the SmackDown Tag Team titles, but it wasn't too long before the WWE decided to split the pair, as they decided the tag team would be better as solo competitors, a decision that WWE fans still resent to this very day. Number 9, Waylon Mercy and Bray Wyatt. A lot of younger WWE fans may not know who Waylon Mercy is. However, Waylon was a character way before his time. Debuting in 1995, he would wear colourful shirts, talk in riddles, and the character would be similar to that of Max Caddy from the movie Cape Fear. The gimmick just wasn't appropriate for this time period, but the WWE would try to reuse elements of the gimmick for Bray Wyatt in 2012 to much greater success. Bray would use a lot of Waylon's visions, including the colourful shirts, the promo style, and just being incredibly creepy and mysterious. Bray would go on to win the WWE title with the gimmick, as well as having notable feuds with the likes of The Undertaker, John Cena, and Daniel Bryan. Number 8, Gangrel and Kevin Thorne.
I remember
In
Gangrel.
WWE, there have only been 2 superstars to date that have been given a vampire-esque character. Well, there is some shady in between with Edge and Christian, but the main one was
Jeff
Gangrel,
Hardy,
who
Matt Hardy was
debuted
with
in the
him too.
Attitude Era and attained moderate success. And the other would be Kevin Thorne. Thorne would be a part of the revamped ECW show, and although Thorne had a cool look, the gimmick just didn't seem to work. According to Thorne himself, the original plan for his version of the vampire gimmick was for him to team with Gangrel. Talking to Fightful, Thorne would reveal, originally it was supposed to be me, Gangrel, and Shelley coming back into ECW. I still don't know why it wasn't. I think it could have been unreal. Gangrel is a good friend of mine and has always been a huge supporter. I remember when I was just starting and I tagged with him and Luna was our manager. I had chemistry with him then, and every time we get together, it's just fun. He's the OG of the vampire gimmick. Nobody's gonna do it better. I wasn't even trying to because I knew I couldn't compete with what Gangrel had. I was just lucky enough to be part of it and follow in his footsteps. It was definitely a missed opportunity for us not getting to team together. Number 7,
I think they're gonna do that again though, especially with Twilight. I mean, Twilight was popular like years ago. Is it still popular? I have no idea.
Funk and Brodus Clay.
Flash
When the
Funk.
WWE decided to give Brodus Clay's Flash Funk's old gimmick of superstars who like to dance and have fun, WWE actually expected for Brodus to become a big star with the gimmick. In reality, the gimmick fell flat, although WWE did everything they could to
Bro, Otis.
make it work. We would have a number of squash matches as well as an extended segment at WrestleMania 28, which the fans just didn't want to see. Number 6,
Yeah,
the
he
American
forced it
Badass
down their
Taker
throat,
and
man.
Chuck Palumbo.
I
The
did
American
not see this
Badass
one at
version
all.
of The Undertaker was one of the best
That's my
examples of
favorite
character reinvention in
Undertaker, by the
WWE
way.
history. The Undertaker wanted to make a change to his established Deadman character, and he wanted to introduce more of the human being into the Undertaker character. This involved him riding to the ring on a
That was
motorbike,
the
wearing
best
all
Undertaker,
leather
bro,
and
in my
having a
opinion.
no-nonsense approach to anyone he
Probably a
encountered.
very
In
unpopular
2007,
opinion,
WWE
opinion,
attempted to
say less.
recapture some of the magic of the American Badass character by repackaging Chuck Palumbo as a biker. Palumbo would come down to the ring on a motorbike with a heavy rock theme song, and it was far too obvious what WWE were trying to do. Interestingly, during this time period, Palumbo would be in an on-screen relationship with Michelle McCool, who would famously end up marrying The Undertaker just a number of years later. Number 5,
That
King
is
Booker
crazy.
and King Corbin. When the WWE decided to award Booker T with the King of the Ring in 2006, they could have never imagined the success that Booker would have with the King gimmick. Booker would transition into King Booker, and its
But he
entire
made
persona
that.
would be based off a traditional
He
King
made that
character.
work, though.
The issue was that in the years that followed, WWE tried to emulate this success with every single King of the Ring winner that came after 2006. Sheamus, Wade Barrett, and King Corbin are all examples of them trying to literally copy and paste the King gimmick onto another talent, but ultimately they fell completely flat. According to Booker T himself, he believes that WWE should completely retire the concept. He revealed,
But I do think the King of the Ring tournament perhaps should be put in the archives. And it had a great run for so many years. It did a whole lot for a lot of guys. King Booker, it worked out for me because I was relentless in making it work out. It took a
Yeah,
whole
he
lot of
did great acting like
creativity
that.
to be able to find that. And a lot of guys, not saying that there aren't great wrestlers or anything today, it's hard to find that kind of creativity. Just say, for instance, King Booker's interest was longer than a lot of guys' matches these days. I give myself a lot of credit for believing that memory. When you think about the King of the Ring, you think about King Booker first. That's the memory that I want to leave, but it could have easily went the other way. And that's why I say I think the
True.
King of the Ring tournament is
That stuff
something
can
that
go either way, man.
perhaps should be put in the archives and, saved
No
for
matter how much
maybe
you
a
put into
special
a gimmick,
occasion
man.
when maybe that
You never know
special
what's gonna hit. what's
talent
not.
come along that we think maybe we should put in that role. That's just my thoughts.
Number 4, The Genius and Damien Sandow. The Genius was a character who debuted in the late 80s. He would dress in a robe, wear a mortarboard, and the whole point of his gimmick was that he was more intelligent than other superstars as well as the WWE fans. The gimmick never really took off, but WWE decided to reuse the elements for the gimmick for Damien Sandow in 2012. Sandow would also wear a robe to the ring and would have the nickname of the intellectual savior of the unwashed masses. Sandow had quite a decent run with the gimmick, and he would win the Money in the Bank in 2013 and was even rumored to win the title at one stage, but unfortunately this never happened. Number 3, Hulk Hogan and Lex Luger. When Hulk Hogan left the WWE in 1993, WWE were absent of a major top star at the top of the card. As a result, Vince McMahon had the idea to turn Lex Luger into an all-American hero. Vince's idea was for Luger to basically rip off Hulk Hogan's A Real American Character, but sadly, Luger was no Hogan. Hogan had a ton of charisma, and Luger wasn't at the same level.
Yeah.
Although WWE gave Luger a number of opportunities to succeed and attain some popularity, he would never win the title, and WWE decided to explore other options as a replacement to Hogan. Number 2, Batista and Mason Ryan.
Bro, this was so obvious. This one was so obvious. This one I actually caught. All those other ones I straight over my head. I'm not gonna lie. This one was so obvious. It was crazy, man. Like this dude, they try to make him be Batista. That's crazy.
11, WWE would debut Mason Ryan to be part of CM Punk's new Nexus stable. However, when Ryan debuted, fans
he looked just like Batista. And you know what happened? Like Batista had that build up. He was with Devon for a minute, but when he was like Ric Flair's main man or whatever, like Ric Flair, they wasn't even Evolution yet. He was just with Ric Flair, and he was like killing matches, and he was doing good. They built him so well, like, and they had somebody with cachet build him. You know what I'm saying? Like Ric Flair. Nexus, there's nobody in Nexus with no cachet. Nobody's looking at Nexus like, oh, and then you throw them automatically into the main event with John Cena. Like, that's not gonna work. Like at least not in my opinion.
Number 2, Batista and Mason Ryan. In 2011, WWE would debut Mason Ryan to be part of CM Punk's new Nexus stable.
You gotta build a character, man. Okay, CM Punk, he's the leader of Nexus, but it's like I don't know. It's not the same. Like if Triple H was walking around with Batista's like, yeah, this my main man, whoop, it's not gonna build him the same way because Rick wasn't wrestling at that time. He was just straight manager mode. He wasn't wrestling, and all the shine was on Batista in the ring. Ric Flair was outside of the ring doing all Ric Flair things. You know what I'm saying, one of the GOATs. But this was crazy obvious.
Stable. However, when Ryan debuted, fans instantly assumed that this was Batista. He looked almost identical to the animal in every single way. This would ultimately hinder Ryan throughout his WWE career, as fans would often compare him to the former world champion. It didn't help that WWE attempted to use the same formula for the success of Batista to try and make Ryan a top star.
The problem with this is you didn't. There's no build. Like, you look in the ring. Look, there's Bray Wyatt. You wouldn't even know it. It's Husky Harris. Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just CM Punk. Like, look over here. You got Triple H. Randy Orton wasn't Randy Orton at the time. You got Ric Flair, who's the GOAT, and you got Batista. You had him, build him up. You know what I'm saying? They brought in Randy Orton, got built up as well, but like, it wasn't like it's balanced. Like, you know what I'm saying? The unknowns with the knowns. Like, it's just one known dude with other people who've been in other characters or whatever, and it's just not gonna work, bro. And it's just like, it's so clear as day, like, that's just not gonna work, man. Nexus flopped when Ryback was the one, bro. Ryback was the one who was gonna come out of Nexus and be great. I don't know what happened to Wade Barrett. I don't know why it didn't work for him. I think there's no way to grow if you're gonna go up against John Cena and you don't beat him. Like, how do you grow from that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm trying to go off memory from what I remember, but I remember Mason Ryan like it was yesterday, bro. Looked like Batista. Didn't have no matches like Batista. Like, Batista had fought Kane at Unforgiven with like no evolution, just Ric Flair there. Like, built him up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Try to microwave Batista, basically, bro.
Mason Ryan would work with top stars in high-profile matches with names such as John Cena, Kane,
But why is he getting thrown straight into the matches, though? Like, you gotta build him up, man.
and The Big Show.
Ryan was trying to blindside. Didn't work out so well for Mason Ryan.
Mason Ryan would eventually be moved to NXT in 2012 in an attempt to try and improve his wrestling as well as his character. But
He went back to NXT?
sadly, he was doomed to fail from the very beginning. And number 1, Goldberg and Ryback.
Yeah, the Ryback. I can see the Ryback thing, 100%, because he was like on this winning streak. But I was into it, man. Like, I thought it was a good gimmick, man. the winning streak thing, you automatically gonna think about Goldberg, but it wasn't like he, like, I mean, okay, he's bald, but he doesn't like look like Goldberg. Like Mason Ryan literally looked like a stunt double of Batista. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't look like Goldberg. He's more bulky. He's more build. Goldberg was more like almost like slender. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not slender, but you know what I'm saying. He's not like he's like bulked up. You know what I mean?
Former Skip Sheffield was repackaged as Ryback in 2012. Fans instantly noticed that he was being presented extremely similar to how Goldberg was presented in WCW. The obvious comparison between the two men was the bald head, but it was mainly how their matches were booked which drew comparisons from fans. Ryback would be unbeaten in 38 matches before losing to CM Punk at 2012's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. This made fans compare both of their unbeaten records, as it was virtually the same formula that was used with Goldberg all those years back.
They what? Why don't they look at that Sting match? Why don't they like mix? Like, okay, we want to do a Goldberg run, but let's mix it with something else so it's not completely obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Whiplash. Ryback has made an amazing.
Fans would often chant Goldberg
That's
during
comedy
Ryback's matches,
chant,
and in
Goldberg.
2016 would actually change Ryback's attire to match Goldberg's. Ryback
What?
would go from wearing a colorful RVD singlet.
The RVD vibe was, bruh. RVD has the best
Ryback's attire to
top
match
5
Goldberg's.
best
Ryback
like
would
outfit, bro, because it was so creative. Every outfit of his, like the design. I mean, the design was so creative, bro. Should have stuck with this, man. They really changed him to Trunks.
go
That's
from
crazy.
wearing a colorful RVD
After he lost to RVD, I mean, after he lost to CM Punk, I stopped watching WWE. Like that's literally why I stopped watching WWE back in the day.
singlet to all black trunks, just like Goldberg did during his iconic WCW run. There was
ridiculous.
even a rumor around this time that WWE wanted to book a Goldberg versus Ryback match on a major pay-per-view, but this never would occur. But there you have it, folks. 10 copy and paste.
That's so sad, man. I mean, it must be hard to try to come up with gimmicks, man. Like, man, that's tough. But yeah, the Mason Ryan one was very bad. The Ryback, I can't believe they changed him to Trunks. Like, they really changed him to Trunks to look like Goldberg. That's crazy. And the crowd was chanting Goldberg. That should be your sign to like go in a different direction with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's just me. Let me know down in the comments what you think. All right. Any opinion is welcome, but respect others' opinions, man. Look, nobody's perfect.